So I called my mom and was like, Mom, I'm sick. Can you come and finish watching the
You said
kids?
I'm sick? You didn't say there's a ghost in the house?
No, I couldn't. I was
Oh
too
my God, so
traumatized.
you're like leaving your poor mother there.
Better her than me.
Ashley! Welcome to Ducks Unplugged. 2 minds, 1 podcast, and 0 fluff. It's not just work, it's life, and it's definitely not usual. Let's dive in. Hi, everybody. Welcome back to Ducks Unplugged. I'm Deanna Dolecki.
I'm Ashley Ruggieri.
And today we are talking the jobs that made us. Little old Deanna, little old Ashley. You're already laughing.
I'm going to win the award for weirdest jobs.
Oh, I can't even wait.
I don't know if we're going to make it through this episode.
Okay. Oh dear. Like weirder than the...
So weird.
Okay.
Just
all right.
wait. So weird.
I'm excited. Hope you are too. So we'll dive right into it. We'll talk about the jobs that made us, and then we're going to play a game at the end called Worth It or Would Not Recommend. Mm-hmm. And then we'll close out and ask ourselves the question, what would you tell your worst job self?
Perfect.
All right. So what was your most embarrassing job moment?
So when I worked for a bank, I used to work at a bank, I was in this big meeting. It was me, this like little straight out of college girl in the banking world. And I was in a room of all older men who I worked with on the day-to-day and my manager. And my manager somehow starts bleeding down his face. Oh, just like a lot of blood down his face. Out of nowhere. I'm not sure what happened. And everyone is just looking at him. And he's talking. And they're letting him continue to talk or present or whatever was happening.
Nobody's talking about the blood.
Nobody's talking about the blood. We're just like pretending that it's not slowly trickling down his face.
Perfect.
And me, like little 22-year-old Ashley, had to be like, excuse me, you're bleeding on your face. Like, here's a tissue. You might want to take a pause and clean it up. And the rest of the people in the room are looking at me like, I have 5 heads.
The guy needs a Band-Aid.
You were going to let him just continue to present whatever this whole time while blood is slowly trickling down his face. You know when you're in the car and you're like watching the little raindrip on the wind?
Yeah.
I swear they were doing that. They were like,
my God.
How long does it take until he notices? So, yeah, that
Did
was...
he stop?
Yeah, he did. Once somebody pointed... Like a normal human. Once somebody pointed it out.
Like, start bleeding?
He must have had a little cut or something, like swiped his face or
yeah.
whatever.
Okay.
But, like, yeah, somebody just had to tell him, and it was me. And it was in this big room full of all these people.
I'm sure he appreciated that.
I had his back.
Yeah.
He was a great manager.
That's nice.
He was a little clumsy. So, there were many events.
Right. Okay. So, mine was I waitressed for a number of years when I was younger, and I was working the lunch shift. I don't know if I ever told you this. I was working the lunch shift, and there was this big work table that came in. So a bunch of corporate people, suits, whatever, and it had been raining outside that day, so there were like umbrellas and stuff everywhere. But so I get a huge tray of waters, I think, or drinks or whatever. It was probably like 10 or so people at the table, and I walk over, and I'm not even exaggerating. I dumped the entire tray of drinks on this one guy.
Oh no.
It was not ideal.
What was his reaction?
So here's the thing, though. I learned, right? So first of all, I'm horrified. I'm like, oh my God, right. And so a manager comes running over. I have to go fill the drinks again. I dropped all the drinks. So I go back and I fill the drinks. The manager's like, we will, pay for your dry cleaning. We'll do whatever. Mm-hmm. And he's trying to make it all better, right? So I come back and I'm like, this guy, like, I have to go back to this table with another friggin' tray of drinks, right? So I walk over, and he, as I'm walking over to the table, takes this umbrella and opens it.
Oh my gosh, that's hysterical. That's the best case scenario.
He was so nice about it.
That's great.
Seriously was so nice about it. But I wanted to die.
I'm sure you wanted to crawl under the table and die.
No, I just wanted to leave. I just wanted to, you know what? I'm going to tap out. This isn't good. I appreciate the job. I'm going to go find another employment.
Oh my God.
So he actually taught me a lot in that moment because he was kind and funny, and accidents happen, and he was soaking wet.
I'm thrilled for the outcome for you because it could have gone the other way.
Oh, I've had other ones that have not gone well, but that was definitely my most embarrassing because it was literally the entire tray. So, whoopsies. So the jobs that made us, Ashley.
Oh my God.
This was fun going back into the coffers, as they say. You like that?
I did like that.
so many jobs. I had so many jobs. And I started working from a pretty early age. Got a taste of having money and never stopped, right? So I'm sure you did the same thing.
Yes.
So let's just talk about some of our jobs. Let's start with our first job. What was your first job?
My first job. All right, I literally could win an award for the weirdest jobs. A little background: I grew up in a very small, very historic town in New Jersey called Clinton, New Jersey. My first job was to dress in historically accurate attire and work at different town events.
Like, I can't.
Like from maybe 9 to 10 years old, I was doing this.
Are there pictures of this?
There have to be somewhere, maybe.
I
Mom,
feel like we need
help
to
me out.
share that with the people.
But yes,
Yeah.
so I would dress. I was a tour assistant at the historic Red Mill in our town. So I would dress up.
Historic
and,
Red Mill.
Yes, look it up, Google it. You've definitely seen it. It's like this picture like gets used for a lot of things of this mill. So I would dress up and I would help assist the tour. So that could be like pointing people to the right direction on the tour grounds.
Describe an outfit.
This was
us.
like late 1700s, early 1800s attire. So like the dresses and the petticoats and the bonnet, if a bonnet was needed,
I can't with the bonnet.
and all the things. And sometimes my job was just to like pretend that I was living a day as that historical reenacted person. So like I could be a kid like in the field playing or like helping in the garden, or like it was just.
Did you have to like talk? Like
Sometimes yes, most times no.
Okay.
I was like a background prop, basically.
You're a background player. Yeah.
And then there was like the Dickens days over Christmas. So it'd be like a townsperson in the little town while all the tourists were there. Or every Halloween we would do tours of like all the haunted places in town.
Oh.
And I'd be a little girl in a graveyard, like running through the graves. So this was so normal until I started telling people that were not from my small town that I used to do this. And people look at me like I have 5 heads.
I would argue you were famous. You were kind of a celebrity.
I guess so. I was
Right.
a local town celebrity. And
Right.
it was not just me. My mother also had my 2 sisters do this. So the 3 Insel girls were just dressed up in historic garb running around town.
Like I
At
can't.
any time of the year.
I can't.
That was my first job.
Okay, that's pretty epic.
It is quite memorable.
So my first job, my mom thought it would be a good idea for me to get my hands dirty and work at the Natick Community Farm.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah.
In theory.
Not glamorous.
No.
Like farming, cleaning out stalls, picking, selling vegetables. They had this like pathetic, I think they might still have it, this like pathetic little shack on the main road where like they'd sell, the
A rogue
carrots
carrot.
or whatever. So I'd have to sit in the shack. But one of the worst things that happened at that job is there was a lot of cleaning out the things, right? And so one day, I did not want to be at this job, okay? I am not a farm girl. Like, I'm just not.
I don't see you as a farm
No,
girl. Knowing you
I
now, I don't.
Right.
Yeah.
I don't excel in that environment. But so I stepped in a pile of manure, as one does at a farm. There was a rusty nail in it, and the rusty nail went through my shoe into my foot.
Oh my God.
Do you know that I still remember the sock I was wearing? That's how traumatic it was.
Of course you do.
So I had to like go to the hospital, have a tetanus shot.
You're like, Mom,
and all
see
the
what you made me
things.
do?
Yeah, for this, God only knows what I was making. So my farm days didn't last super long.
No, you checked that off your list.
Yeah, when I got my injury.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was injured on a local farm in Natick.
That was my first job, and it was humbling, to say the least.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
That is too good.
Yeah.
I had a couple more weird ones. Do you want to hear them?
I have plenty of jobs here we're going to talk about. Keep going.
All
Let's
right.
go one at a time.
So my second grouping of jobs was a babysitter.
Okay.
I took the course. I took the babysitting course.
You're CPR
I got
certified?
all the things.
Oh, nice.
And then I went to start babysitting at people's houses. But then I also neglected to put 2 and 2 together that, again, lived in a very historic old town. Almost every house was haunted.
Oh, no.
Yes. So do you want to hear some of the ghost stories from my babysitting experiences?
Absolutely.
Yeah. Yes. Okay. So there was one family I babysat for, and they were such a lovely family, 2 cute little boys, and I would babysit at their house. And I would always feel weird in this one room, but that was the room where the TV was. So like I'd put the kids to bed, the parents are out, and I'd like
Yeah, you
watch the
watch
TV. And I would weirdly watch the TV from like sitting in front of the coffee table. And that just was the norm. And I babysat these kids for years. I wouldn't sit on the couches or chairs. It felt weird. Okay. So then
It feels like a you issue, but go
well,
ahead.
so listen,
Okay.
so I like all these things happen. Eventually, I find out the history of all these houses because we were gonna do a ghost tour for town, and we had a psychic come around. My mom had a psychic walk around and like learn the history of all these houses. In that house, there was a ghost of the old lady that lived there, and she used to like to sit on the furniture in the room that the TV was in.
Oh, that's
And
weird.
that is why something was weird, and I would not sit on the furniture.
Did you
in
ever
that
like
room.
sit on it though, and then you're like, I feel
Yes,
weird
at the
and then you're
beginning, and I was like,
don't-
I can't sit here. I don't
Okay.
know, like I just can't sit
Ooh,
in
you were
any of
sitting
these
with her.
chairs. Like that's ew. It just makes me ew. I probably sat on top of her by accident. Like I don't know. So that was one of them. And then there was another ghost. And this is the only time I ever left a babysitting job. I had to call my mom and I had to tap her in and I had to go home. So the kids are sleeping. There was this like enclosed staircase next to the room, again, where the TV was in. What do you do after you put the kids to bed? And it sounded like somebody was walking down the stairs, getting to the last step and never stepping foot into the room so I
just
could see
standing
them.
there.
And
Oh.
then would walk back up the stairs.
Did you ever like peek and look to
Are
see?
you kidding
Oh, yeah,
me?
you're like 14 years old.
Absolutely not.
Okay.
So I called my mom and was like, Mom, I'm sick. Can you come and finish watching the
You said I'm
kids?"
sick. You didn't say there's a ghost in the house.
No, I couldn't. I was
Oh my
too
god! So
traumatized.
you're like leaving your poor mother there. to
Sure
then-
did. Yeah, sure did. And then she came home later on and she was like, why did you tell me to come over to that house? And I was like, there is something going on in that house. And she was like, I know.
Oh, Ashley.
Better her than me.
It's kind of
So
fun.
yes, so my babysitting job accidentally led
So what did
to
you learn
many
from
ghost
that?
encounters.
So as we talk about these jobs and like how it
Gosh,
shaped us.
Gotta be
and-
calm, cool, and collected under pressure.
Oh yeah, you'll bail on your freaking teammate, man. Like you had your mother come over and yeah,
Trust your gut.
yeah.
Because I'm not only dealing with, babysitting somebody else's children and making sure that they're okay, but
Right.
I'm dealing with the environment of the home.
Correct.
And basically, I can make it through anything.
Okay.
And also, sometimes if you talk to the ghost and tell it directly what you want it to do, it will leave you alone.
I'm surprised you didn't go look and see if there was a ghost in the stairs.
Would you?
I mean, probably not.
You would not have.
No.
No.
Probably not. Yeah. I worked at dairy, so mine are probably not going to be as exciting. Mine are a little bit more traditional.
That's why
but
mine are so weird.
Yeah.
I should have been more traditional. I wasn't.
I worked at DQ, Dairy Queen.
It's a great
Shout
job.
out. Yeah. And so what was really cool about this job is I walked to work. So like it was literally down the street
Oh,
from my house.
amazing.
Yeah. So I walked to work and this taught me a lot about like pressure because when I tell you when you're faced in the dead of summer with a long line of people wanting their ice cream, right? And then they come up and they say, do you ever go to Dairy Queen?
Oh, yeah.
The friggin' red coating, the dip.
The cherry dip.
The dip.
Yeah.
Right. The pressure associated with a cone
It's got to look right.
with the dip.
Yeah.
No, there's like a whole technique. You got to like, you dip it in, but like you have to have like a wrist flick to be able to
Little
get it
spin.
out. Because when that sucker falls off
Oh.
the cone and splashes
Oh, everywhere.
It is not
Shrapnel.
good. It is. It's like blood, right? Like, and then everybody's pissed
Yeah.
because you have to do it again. So, that taught me a lot about pressure and patience.
Did you
and-
have to flip over the blizzards? You know how they do that now? They like you get the blizzard and they like go like this. They flip it.
Oh
real
yeah,
quick.
yeah.
Yeah.
You do this, and then because you want like the pretty.
Well, no, so it's that like so it doesn't melt or whatever. I don't know. It's something like our Dairy Queen. When you get the blizzard, they flip it like upside down real quick.
No, I don't think so.
Oh, okay. Ours does that. I don't know why.
No,
Okay, I'll have to look.
but this is also it was a little while
just a
ago.
couple years ago.
Yeah.
yeah.
So either I'm not remembering or perhaps the policies and procedures have changed.
That's probably it.
It was part of a campaign because they were saying it's not melted, like it's so cold it stays there.
There it is. Thank you, Wes. It was part of a
Oh,
campaign.
so like it's a new thing.
yeah.
Oh.
So yeah, they flip it over to like show you that it's not going to be like a milkshake, basically.
We didn't do that.
Okay.
Yeah.
You just were
I
worried
guess
about
we
your
just-
cherry dip. The cherry dip.
The dip was
Yeah.
the stress part
Yeah.
for me. Yeah. It was
Too good.
It was tough.
I also worked at a lace company. They were exporters and sellers of vintage lace.
What?
Guys, I'm telling you, I had really weird
hell
jobs.
is that? What did you do?
So it was at this woman's house. She had this like whole room of vintage lace that she like imported from Europe.
What was
And
your job? How does somebody even get
I
that job?
categorized the lace. I did all the inventorying. I did the invoicing, and I did all the customer service. And let me tell you, there were two specific groups of people who were calling for vintage lace.
Oh God.
The first was like, vintage collectors and antique dealers who needed to restore something.
Mm-hmm.
So a lot of calls from like England, Ireland, Europe that I had to field. So that was, I can talk to anybody on the phone. We can figure things out because that was wild. The second is the group of momagers who enroll their children in beauty pageants.
Oh, God.
They are looking for very specific types of lace for the Little Miss Georgia Peach pageant.
Okay.
And I would have to ship those to them.
Wait, they made their own dresses?
Yeah, they would like buy this lace and then they would make the dresses. I'm sure they were having somebody make the dress, but like they were looking for
Feels
very.
like a lot of work.
It was a lot. It was just so random. So
Yeah.
I really learned to be able to do anything during that job.
Okay.
I'd have to figure out the invoices and I'd have to do the inventory and then I'd have to ship things and I have to be on the phone with somebody who's from England and the time zone is different and the phone is crackly because it's a bad connection. It was just wild.
How many types of lace are there?
There are more types of lace than you would imagine.
Is
the
this
color
like a known
of the
thing?
lace,
I
the styles of the lace.
Okay.
The room was like probably the size of this studio. It's a pretty big room and 3 whole walls full of lace. And they're like wrapped around. So like the lace inventory was like pretty skinny. It was a lot of
Wow.
lace in this room.
Wow. I just
And then
learned
just like
something
a
new.
big old table in the middle where I do all the work and the packaging and all the stuff.
That is so weird.
Yeah, yes.
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 So weird.
Yes.
Okay.
It's very weird.
I worked at Chuck E. Cheese.
Perfect.
Yeah.
It's just so
Yeah.
like
And it was like the job to get.
It's
Okay,
amazing.
because they were just opening, so
Ugh.
I was part of the opening crew.
You got
of
chosen.
the new Chuck E. Cheese in town, right? And I worked all the stations, and there's a lot of humility when one works for Chuck E. Cheese. There was every time I can't hear the song "Walking on Sunshine." You know the song?
Oh
I'm
yeah.
walking on sunshine.
Katrina and the Waves.
Right. So we had a dance that all the wait staff had to a coordinated dance
Amazing.
that we danced along with the animatronic band on
too
stage
good.
that
It's
was
too
playing
good.
the song. It was horrifying.
so
Okay.
sorry.
And like people would come in and they're like, yeah. So I had to dance, I think it was like once an hour. And, the toy ticket counter is literally
Chaos.
a form of hell on earth. literally a form of hell on earth. So I often had to work that. I had to put the costume on. I was the boss.
Oh no, they don't wash those costumes.
Ashley.
It must have not smelled good.
Ashley.
Bad.
The head,
Ugh.
the smell,
Ugh.
and how hot it gets.
No.
And like the head.
No.
Yeah, no, I tapped out pretty quick on that job. And then I did have this is one of my secrets. All right, so I'm about to share it. They had a big salad bar, and so when you came in early, you had to like prep the salad bar and stuff, and like do all. And there was like these big vats of lettuce, and right, they were clean. They were clean before I started my job, and like I was in high school, so like I had like the super cheap fake nails. And stuff.
No. No.
They
I don't
were
want
not
it.
all on my fingers.
I don't want no.
And so these vats were huge, and so like I couldn't. First of all, I'm not going to find it. So like somebody at some point
Got one
That
of your
day,
fingernails.
got
in
a
their
nail
salad?
in their salad.
Ugh.
I'm not proud of it. I definitely didn't tell
Oh
anybody.
no.
Definitely did not tell anybody.
I mean, you just told everybody.
well, at the time, like I did not do the right thing.
Okay.
Right. It was not probably safe surf or whatever the
No, it was not.
standards
No,
are.
it absolutely.
So yeah, so that was a tough job.
Okay.
That was not quite as cool as we all thought it was going to be when we first got hired.
was working at a lace company.
As working, definitely not as cool as that. Yeah.
My last one. This is the most normal one. I worked at a boutique children's clothing store.
That's your last one?
I mean, I was babysitting. I
Oh,
was
dear
working at a
Lord.
lace
Okay.
company. I was doing multiple historic town events a year.
You're the celebrity. You're busy.
And then
yeah.
I had appearances to make.
Yeah.
And then I worked at this children's boutique, like,
I
inventory,
feel like
sales,
that's a
whatever.
normal
That was
job.
normal.
That's
That was
nice.
the most normal of
Yeah.
all the jobs that
Yeah.
I had. And that was totally fine.
I have more.
Okay. I stopped at what was on my resume on LinkedIn. Like, then I went into college and did a couple
Oh,
other things.
no. I
Okay.
did not list any of my normal jobs.
Okay.
I worked, probably my favorite job was Bagel Mania.
Oh, I don't know that.
Yeah. So I worked at a local bagel place.
Okay.
And it was, in high school, okay? I was getting there at 5:30 in the morning.
Good for you.
I know. So that was fun. I don't have any like crazy stories from that, but
Okay.
that was just sort of
Normal.
like a fun
Regular.
job. Worst, most boring job I ever had. Well, probably not worst. The farm was pretty traumatizing. But the most boring job on the planet is Blockbuster Video.
Oh, yeah, I could see that.
Oh
Just
my
ringing
God.
out the
It
video-
was
yeah.
just organizing, like making sure they're like all even on the, remember like the movie case would be on the thing
yeah.
and then you'd have to, right?
Well, thank you for doing that because it was very aesthetically pleasing to go in and have like all the movies just lined up very nicely.
You're welcome.
So you did a service to the community.
Thank you so much. But one exciting thing,
Okay.
that was my first hair snipping drug test
I've never had that happen.
at Blockbuster.
What do they think you're
Just sitting
doing
in a
at
back room, they're like,
Blockbuster?
we need to do a drug test. And I'm like, all right. And thinking I was going to have to like,
Pee in a cup.
right. And they cut your hair.
That's
So like
crazy.
they're not messing around.
That's,
like
like,
you can't
the real
you
stuff.
can't like fake the Blockbuster drug test.
Oh, gosh.
Right.
I didn't think Blockbuster would be so serious.
They were they were anti-drug, Ashley.
Okay.
You cannot be high
Don't do drugs,
when you're
kids.
organizing.
No, when you're organizing movie
when you're
boxes.
organizing the movies. So I had 2 volunteer jobs. One was at a YMCA daycare worker, and I quickly learned I didn't want to work with children. And shout out, man, major respect to those that do.
Oh, yeah.
Love children, don't want to work with them. But I had a volunteer candy striper job.
Amazing. Did you have to wear the outfit?
Yes, pink and white. But it was the only job I was ever fired from.
Why were you fired? What happened?
Because of my mouth. So
Oh.
I was working for all these little biddies, right, that were running. It was like a diner type little cafe thing.
Okay.
And me and my friend were like, oh, we'll get back to the community and work. Probably because I was being pressured to
Put something else
have
on, your
on my
little
resume for college, right?
Yep.
And so we do that. We'll do it together. It'll be fun over the summer, right? And so I don't even think I worked that many shifts. And one of those biddies did not either like me or whatever, or she was just being whatever,
Herself.
right? And I was also being myself. My mother used to always say, think it, don't speak it,
Oh my-
right? Like, since I
You
can
didn't
remember.
take her advice
No.
that time.
So I said whatever I said, and she fired me. I got fired from a volunteer job. And
That's
then-
impressive.
Yeah. I'm not proud. But I had to leave, and then my poor friend was stuck there all summer
herself.
working with the biddies by
Oh
herself.
man, was she mad at you?
Oh, she wanted to kill me. Absolutely.
Oops.
So that wasn't ideal. I hostessed and I waitressed at a number of different places. That like Olive Garden, Bennigan's,
Okay.
this place called Coyote Bar and Grill or whatever. That's where I dropped all the drinks on somebody.
Perfect.
I had some interesting jobs.
Yeah.
I interned as a copywriter at an ad agency.
Oh, that's a good one.
yeah.
That's a cool one.
Yeah, that was fun. So, what skill from an early job do you still use consistently that would surprise people?
I mean, I can literally talk to anyone. I encountered so many people in all of these strange jobs.
Yeah.
Like, it does not faze me. And I
Yeah.
also think that people feel comfortable talking to me. Like, I have a presence where, to this day,
Yeah,
like, the people will come up to me and just start talking anywhere.
just the people.
And,
Just
like it could be a mom, a grandma, a dad. People just talk to me,
okay,
and I talk back.
okay. You're an old soul. I wonder if that's why the
The
ghost
ghosts
liked you
like
too.
me?
Yeah.
Maybe. I am an old soul.
I wonder if you were ever a ghost.
I can
Maybe, like,
do
you-
some like past life
Yeah.
therapy.
Yeah.
Sure. I don't know.
Can we do that?
I guess so.
That would be fun.
It would be interesting to know. You know, we could go up to Salem.
I love Salem. Salem's fun.
There's got to be people there that can tell
we
us.
gotta do a
what we're
little
doing.
research and find like the good ones.
We should go to the one that Paige and Hannah went to.
Oh, let's do it.
I'll look her up.
Because we are Paige and Hannah's cool
Older.
older aunts.
Sisters,
I see. I feel
Aunts.
like
cousins.
how old are they?
I think they're around my age.
Oh, okay. So
Yeah. Sisters.
yeah. I might be knocking on the door of aunts, but that's all right. So mine's kind of my answer's kind of lame, but like I just learned like the importance of working hard. Like I had a lot of jobs.
It's not
I had
lame.
multiple jobs at the same time. Like I loved working, and I frankly loved making money. And
Yeah.
I had this little money box in my room from like waitressing and stuff with the tips, and I just like would let it just get big, and I wouldn't spend the
Just, like,
money, and
take
I
it
just
out and
had
count
cash.
your
Oh, I
dollars.
would like I'd organize it.
Oh,
and-
amazing.
oh, it was so fun.
Great
Yeah.
for you.
Did a bad job ever accidentally point you in the right direction?
It wasn't necessarily a bad job, but my job at the bank like really shaped my whole life because I ended up marrying one of my coworkers.
No, you were naughty. You weren't supposed to date him.
We're not supposed to date, but here we are, and
Yeah.
now we have a child and
Right.
a happy family.
Yeah.
So it wasn't a bad job, but like it was a very impactful
It
job
was
for
a
my
very
life.
impactful job. I would say the Olive Garden job, just because I didn't realize it at the time, but like I was probably learning what a bad manager was, right? And so I'm sure that's factored in some way, because I really haven't had a lot of like terrible managers, if I'm being honest.
That's good
been
because
very
you've had a lot of
lucky.
jobs.
Yeah.
So if there's one,
So
nah.
yeah, and the candy striper job
I
taught me to
mean-
shut my mouth.
yeah.
Kind of. I did walk out on the
A
Olive
little
Garden
bit.
job, but whatever, live and learn. So, so then there's like sort of the interesting generational angle, right? So what do you think? Did Gen X just take whatever existed and figure it out, while millennials felt pressure to make every job meaningful from day one? I feel like that's sort of like the gross perception. Like, how do you
Yeah.
feel about that?
I don't necessarily know if I felt pressure to make my jobs meaningful. It was more like pressure to have jobs, to make money, and then to put it on my college resume.
It's all about your resume.
Yeah. And like I wanted the money too.
Yeah.
I wanted to be able to go do things with my friends, go to the mall,
Yeah.
go shopping, get an
Yeah.
Auntie Anne's pretzel, like the important things in life.
So I think that, from a generational standpoint, like I do think there's differences in how different generations work, right? Like how they view hard work, how they view loyalty, what they expect for salary, recognition, sort of upward opportunities. I feel like the younger generation, I would say more Gen Z, right? Maybe early millennials. I do feel like that's different and changing. One thing for me though is I learned how to work really hard because I think you know this, but my parents divorced when I was little. I think I was like 2 or 3 or whatever. And so I was with my mom for the most part when I was growing up, and she busted her ass as a single mom.
Yeah.
When I was growing up, she created this incredible career, and I just saw that, right? Because she was working like in an art museum as a curator, and then she ended up running a marketing agency,
Yeah.
right? Her own marketing agency. So just being able to sort of see that all come through was, I think, a huge factor in kind of why I worked so hard. So, but like that generation, that they did that, right?
Yeah.
I mean, boomers just like you'd figure it out,
Yeah.
right? Like you have to
It's
just
true.
figure it out. So I learned very much from her, just sort of to figure it out.
Yeah, no, I agree. My parents worked super hard too. I think it was just the generation because they're
Yeah.
on the younger side of the boomers. But I think it's interesting with the Gen Zs and the younger, even like the younger millennials. I really think it comes to the input versus what the output is. So like you're working really, really hard and you expect to get XYZ from it, and then that doesn't happen. Like I think that they see that.
I think there's sometimes so this is where I'm probably going to get hate, but I think that there's I think some of the younger generations expect things to happen, right? So
I agree
'cause,
with that
people
too.
move around like crazy now, and it's like, so like it's, if I graduate, I expect, I mean, like I said, I made $24,000 at my first job, right? Kids graduate today, they're expecting so much more for a starting salary, and then if I don't get a promotion every single year, or right, like there's this I think I deserve, so I should get, and if you're not going to give it to me, I'm just going to go somewhere else and find it.
I agree that there's some of that entitlement,
Yeah.
but I also do think that it's partially because of the environment that we live in. Like you have to make more to be able to even try to get an apartment in the
Oh,
city
yeah.
with your friends.
Yeah.
But it's not keeping up. Or like you're told that yes, you should be able to go into a job and have a really good career, but they're not paying you and they're not promoting you and they're not raising your salary over the year. So you're like kind of like forced to leave. That's what started to happen to me at the tail end of when I was looking for a new job. Like I wasn't getting promoted. I wasn't getting like any kind of merit increases that I could actually use for my life.
Yeah.
Like I wanted to do the next things. I wanted to buy a house. I wanted to do X, Y, and Z. But I was like, I'm never going to be able to do it at these places. So you kind of have to hop around because that's how you get like a bump in pay or a bump in responsibility.
Yeah, I guess
So I
I've
think-
been lucky in that sense because I've stayed at most of my jobs for a very long time.
Yeah.
And that's because I was able to move up and I would get pretty decent pay bumps, right? With
Yeah.
the promotions and whatever. But yeah, if you're at a company that I hate that when you feel like you have to leave to go.
That's the norm now.
That's
It's not like your mentality of like bring in the people who you want and pay them well and
Yeah.
make the incentive for them to stay and work hard. That's not how it is out there.
Yeah.
So yes, there is a sense of entitlement for younger generations, but also there's just like set of circumstances where they're forced into different decisions than we would have made.
yeah.
So I think also I will throw in the wrench that, especially for Gen Z and then coming up on Gen Alpha, the parents are doing too much for the kids.
Oh yeah.
We need to let the kids
Totally.
learn and fail.
Yeah.
We're not helping them.
No.
Like it's okay to learn. It's
There's
okay to
actually
fail.
a therapeutic term for it.
Oh,
Would you
what is
like
it?
me to tell you?
I would love it.
It's called rescuing.
Oh, okay. We can't be doing that.
I was a big rescuer
can't
for
be
a period
doing
of
that.
time, and that actually does. It comes from a good place.
It absolutely does.
Yes.
Yes.
But it actually does more harm than good
Mm-hmm.
because then kids don't learn how to figure the things out, right? Or like you said, they don't learn how to fail or fall and deal with those feelings, right?
Correct.
You have to be able to sit with discomfort. You have to be able to sit with the unknown and figure it out,
Because it's
right,
going to
for
impact
yourself.
everything. It'll
Right.
impact your future jobs, your families, your
100%.
relationships, all the
Yeah.
things.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, the kids I think ultimately will be all right, but
I hope so.
they will. They'll have to
Yeah,
be.
I hope so. I hope so. All right. So now we're going to do our game segment for the episode. Yay! So the game segment is called Worth It or Would Not Recommend. So this will keep with our work theme. Did you do this one?
I did.
Excellent. So we'll just take turns. We'll each read one, and then we'll say if we think it's worth it or if we really wouldn't recommend doing it.
Awesome.
Let's do it.
Okay.
Accepting a counter offer to stay.
No, would not recommend.
Highly, highly, highly do not recommend.
Oh, you were already leaving anyway for a
Correct.
reason.
And
Don't stay.
right. And people do this though.
I know.
I've
Yes.
actually offered jobs to people they've accepted and then they go give their notice and they make a counter offer and they stay. And you're not happy for a reason.
Yeah, no. it's
So
a bad
another
idea.
$5,000 or whatever it is not gonna fix the issues.
No.
Right.
Correct.
And you shouldn't have to threaten to leave to get what you're deserved.
Correct.
Right.
Correct. They should give you your flowers anyway.
Oh, the
My Gen
flowers.
Z slang
Yeah.
term, whatever it is. Taking a job with a 45-minute commute each way.
Some people have to, so you do what you have to do, but I would not recommend if you can avoid it.
You'd have to really listen to a lot of our podcasts. On
That
your
is
ride.
true, actually. That's a
Mhm.
podcast opportunity.
It is.
I would try to negotiate some work from home time if that is the situation.
That could be a best of both worlds scenario.
Yeah. Yep.
Sure.
Taking a big pay cut for, quote, passion.
Fine if you really want to try this.
Yeah.
You have to know that you have to adjust your
Lifestyle. Yeah.
to
If
do
you
it.
can financially afford it,
Mhm.
I get it. Like if you're making a career switch and you want to do something else, you potentially have to take a pay cut.
Yeah.
But you need to obviously make sure that you're being fiscally responsible.
We actually did this, me and Jim, as a couple when we first were getting together and getting married. Jim was dying to try to work in breweries. It was like the big
Really?
craft beer craze
Mhm.
timeline. And he got a job at like a big brewery and he was going to be their whole regional sales manager.
Oh,
But
wow.
it was a very big pay cut.
Okay.
So we said, all right, you can try this for a year. And if it's really what you want, then we got to figure some things out. And at the end of the year, he was like, I'm glad I tried it, but
Sounded cooler than it
Yeah,
actually is. Yeah.
correct.
I don't get to drink beer all day.
he actually
It's
did
like-
get to drink
Oh,
beer
did
all
he?
day. Yeah. But I think that gets,
that could cause other issues.
gets tiring after a
Yeah.
while. Like he was driving around to like all over the world.
Yeah.
testing beers with
Okay.
restaurants and bars,
Oh.
and at some point you tire of that.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh well.
I could not do that job. Having a boss you were actually friends with.
Oh, would recommend. Hey,
It's a trick question.
It's great.
Cindy,
What if I said
Would
not
you want to have a
recommend?
boss that you were actually friends with?
She's winking.
She's winking. You can't see her.
What if I said I would not recommend?
I would have felt uncomfortable and embarrassed. I knew you were going to say
It
yes.
didn't happen.
Yeah. I think you should be careful with it, but,
Yeah.
you know.
I mean, you got to respect boundaries.
Yeah.
There's work, and then there's
Right.
friendship, and then there are lines.
So you have to be able to do that, I think,
Correct.
for it to be successful.
Not everyone can do that.
Not everybody can do it. It's
and
true.
That's fine.
It's
That's
true.
also fine.
Yep.
Working in the hospitality or retail sectors during holiday
Oh,
season, specifically the Christmas holidays.
Ooh. If you have patience,
Fine.
fine.
Otherwise,
If
I
you-
feel like would not recommend.
Yeah.
People are horrible.
Yeah.
It-
Especially
people are-
at the happiest time of year, they're
Literally.
extra horrible.
And it's getting worse, I think, every
know.
single year. People are getting worse and worse and more terrible
I know.
towards
We've
others who
lost
are just trying to
humanity.
help.
I know.
We've lost our empathy.
Yeah.
It's very sad. Taking an unpaid internship.
Can you afford it?
Yeah, I guess that's the question.
So if you can afford it and you're trying to switch careers or break into something new, then yes, because you should have enough confidence in yourself that I'm going to do a good job. I'm going to be able to prove my worth, and then I'll be able to hopefully transition this into a paid job.
Go team.
Go team.
I like that pep talk.
Yeah.
Don't be
Yeah.
afraid.
Decorating your desk or office for Halloween.
Oh, yeah, why not? That's
Yeah.
fun.
Super fun.
I like that.
I like the companies that have like contests.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
That is fun.
We used to do that like a couple of jobs ago. Like it was fun.
Maybe we could do that virtually.
What?
I don't know.
Okay.
Like everyone has to decorate their desk and then take a little picture.
I mean, that could be fun.
Could be for the Christmas Zoom next year.
Decorate.
Your desk. Like a holiday scene. I don't know. I'm workshopping right now.
All right.
We're live
all right.
workshopping.
All right. I mean,
It's good. Yeah. Okay.
or we could do it for Halloween.
We could do it for Halloween.
I feel like Halloween would be a little more fun,
do like a good
right? And then
Halloween.
like wear a costume. Everybody
would be
hates
fun.
when I do that, but
I like it.
well, you're not right.
I like the.
You're
those
the
things.
exception
I
to
like
the
those
rule,
things.
right?
Staying in a role too long because the team was great, even though everything else is terrible.
Not recommended.
Yeah, I know. You can still be friends with the people that you worked with
Yeah.
after the fact, but you got to get out of the bad environments.
Right. Well, it sounds like it's a good environment.
No, it's everything else is terrible except your team.
Oh,
Like you like the people you work with.
you
but
just hate your
everything else
job
is
and
on
you hate.
fire.
Okay. Fantasy football or office pools at work?
No, I don't want it.
Why?
I just don't want to be involved.
You just lack fun, or
That's not fun for me.
okay?
Cindy is laughing. Am I not fun, Cindy?
I mean,
I don't.
Okay.
To be fair, I don't do those in my regular life.
okay.
So, if you do those in your regular life, sure,
What if there was like a baby pool? Would you have done that?
sure.
Oh,
'cause
now
we
I
don't wanna-
shamed
we
you,
don't
so
wanna
now
be
you're
a
doing it.
jerk and not do the baby pool.
You don't want to be a jerk and not do the fantasy football. It's like $5 for a square or whatever the hell it is.
I think it is much more appropriate to say no to a fantasy football square than to a baby pool.
Okay.
Like I care about the person's baby. I don't care about football.
Okay. All right.
That was a more loaded question than you thought it was.
It
going to
was.
be.
I feel like, yeah. All right. My last one. Muting yourself just to react on a call. I do this all the time.
Wait, is your video on?
Like, think of it like a con call. Like
a con call.
that's
A conference? Really? A conference call?
that's how we used to call it, a con
That-
call, right? Like,
All right. Well, that's
oh my God.
that's a generational thing for sure. A con call. I've never heard that before. Never. Never. I like it, but I've never heard it before.
It's just short for conference call.
Like a conference call.
You've seen those phones
I've
that have.
never heard somebody abbreviate it like
Oh,
that.
well, I'm sorry. I just like rocked your world.
Literally,
It's
my
like the
brain
the
exploded.
conference call
I am
phone.
the little emoji with the exploding brain right now.
Do you know what I'm talking about?
I do. The
They
big
have
thing in the middle of the
con
table that
call
like never
phones,
worked.
like-
It like never worked.
okay, but that's what I mean. Like, so, like, would you mute it? I would do that all the time.
Oh, it would stay on mute until you'd talk.
Yeah,
Because
What?
you, like, you would mute it. You'd stop saying something and you'd automatically mute until you had to talk again.
no.
That's what I would do.
Well, it's just you and the other person on the other line. Like,
Yeah.
it's okay.
So like
Wow.
well, I guess in case I wanted to like have some commentary under my breath, I was covered.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do you do that on like it's like a regular phone call? So like if you're on the phone with somebody, do you mute it?
Not now, because it's different than a conference call button, which is right in front of you. Like I'm gonna have my cell phone up to my face and like hitting mute.
I think that whole thing is weird. I just opened a rabbit hole
you
and
did.
had no idea.
Yeah.
I love that your first go-to was like, but you're on Zoom and it's video.
What do you want from me? When was the last time you were in a room and you did a conference call?
Well, because we're virtual. If we weren't virtual, then it would happen. A con call would happen all the
I
time.
can't. The terminology.
Okay.
Talk about a buzzword.
Yeah.
I'm gonna start using that now.
Do it.
Can we get on a con call?
Yeah, do it.
Okay.
Perfect.
I'm gonna say it to Cindy because she's over there laughing at me like I'm
She
the
knows
biggest
it's like
idiot
not
in the
a
world.
weird word to use. Wes probably knows it's not a weird word.
Wes definitely laughed at me too.
All
right, guys.
So, all right. So, to close this out, what would you tell your worst job self?
Oh gosh, you're doing your best. It's not you, it's them. Also, you're so easily replaceable. So don't stress out. They will replace you in a heartbeat.
That is okay. That was really uplifting.
Just ending the episode on a high note.
Jeez.
It's the tough love.
Okay. All right. Mine is don't work at the Native Community Farm.
You will get.
You just don't do it.
You
Yeah,
will need a
there's
tetanus shot.
Yeah, right. Exactly. Just don't do it. All right,
Also
everybody. Thanks for listening. Thanks for going down memory lane with us. I hope it helped you think about some of your jobs. Send us your jobs. I
Please,
would
we
love
need
to
to
hear.
know. If anybody else has ever worked at a lace factory
Or-
as a historical reenactor, you need to let me know.
Please. And if you put on the Chuck E. Cheese head, let me know. It would be good. All right. Bye, guys. Thanks for listening.
Bye.
All right, if you've listened to more than one episode, you're officially part of the Dive Squad. And being in the Dive Squad comes with a very simple, very unofficial pact. We're asking for a little help. Follow or subscribe wherever you're listening and share this episode with one person you think would love it. That's how Ducks Unplugged can grow, and you'll be a part of it. We'll see you next time.